All right, everybody, good evening here. I'm Savannah Louie here at the Atlanta News First Alert Desk. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening here. It is 8:01. We got you on May 19th. Happy to have you with us, getting you everything you need to know before you start your weekend here in the Atlanta area. Got your top 5 stories. We're going to start with a story that we first brought you yesterday. And if you are not familiar with the Baby India case, I'm going to real quick give you a little bit of background here. This story originally broke back in 2019, and I'm going to show you some video. I want to warn you, it's pretty upsetting to look at. A baby was found in a plastic bag in Forsyth County. I'll go ahead and show you that video right now. All right, you can see officers, sorry, this is the right video. Officers finding this baby here. Again, this was back in 2019. Well, the new developments today, Forsyth County officials announcing a major breakthrough in the case, announcing an arrest. 40-year-old Karima Jawani. This is Jawani right here. Jawani is the child's mother. And again, she was arrested for allegedly abandoning her infant daughter 4 years ago. Apparently, she's been living in the metro Atlanta city of Cumming ever since that incident. Now, Forsyth County officials first announced yesterday that they had made an arrest, although they didn't say who they had arrested. That all happened today when they gave us a little more information. A little background here on Jawani. Other than her arrest, she has no criminal record, and according to Forsyth County Sheriff Ron Freeman, she does have a history of either unknown or concealing previous pregnancies, but there's no evidence she has tried to kill other newborns. Okay, I want to move ahead to another story here that is developing, and this has been a major story, not just here in the Atlanta area, but rippling effects all across the country. Okay, let's see. All right, if you are following your politics, you must be very familiar with this case. Fani Willis sending a letter to Fulton County Superior Court today in which she notified the judge that she plans to work remotely during the first 3 weeks of August. She asks that no trials be scheduled during this time. Now, why is this interesting? Okay, well, last month, Willis notified local law enforcement that she would announce charges from her investigation into former President Donald Trump. Again, remember, Trump is being investigated on whether he broke the law when he requested the Georgia Secretary of State to, quote, find the votes for him to win the presidential election here in Georgia. So Willis is expected to announce charges from her investigation sometime between July 11th and September 1st. We do have more information on this story, including the letter that was sent by District Attorney Fani Willis. It's right here. You can find this whole letter here at atlantanewsfirst.com. It's quite lengthy. I'm not going to go into all of this detail here, but you can see there's a good amount of information towards what Willis is asking for and the direction that this could go. Really interesting story there. Okay, now I want to move straight ahead to a major drug bust that happened today. This was in Fulton County, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. We know a lot of people go through the airport. Concerns, though, now that drugs are also going through the airport, and a lot of them. The drugs that were found today have a street value of almost $1 million. And this is the biggest ketamine bust at Hartsfield-Jackson in several years. And these pictures that are right here on your screen, they show that ketamine hidden. It was inside a trash compactor. More than 700 metal thermoses were sent from Sweden containing those drugs, and they were destined for Colorado. Federal officials say ketamine is used as a club drug. It is used in sexual assaults. It's also known on the street as Special K, and it can also be used to sedate animals and people. Officers are constantly inspecting cargo shipments that come here to Atlanta. They say that busts like this, well, they make their jobs more rewarding. And again, this was almost $1 million worth of drugs taken and found here at Hartsfield-Jackson today. Alrighty. Fourth story I got for you tonight. I know we are all so sick and tired of talking about COVID, but you guys, this is a pretty interesting development here. We're learning more on how COVID funds will be used here in the state of Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp giving away that COVID cash. We're talking about $225 million in unspent American Relief Plan Acts, American Rescue Plan Act funds. Those will help pay for new sidewalks, parks, and other state projects. Here in Metro Atlanta, counties and cities will receive $50 million. So far, nearly $20 million has already been set aside. Among the recipients, the City of Atlanta, the Atlanta Beltline, and the Atlanta Downtown Improvement District. A lot of really exciting stuff that could be coming with, again, that $50 million destined for Metro Atlanta, cities, and counties. And speaking of exciting, fun things to do maybe this weekend, I gotta show you this. This is really neat. A first of its kind bar opening here in Metro Atlanta. For all of you who like to maybe go out, grab a beer, well, this could be your new destination spot. You're looking at Solarbar. This opens in the West End of Atlanta. It's a partnership between Monday Night Brewing, ASW Distillery, and Velo Solar. Now, this bar is set in a repurposed shipping container. And get this, it's completely powered by 10 advanced solar panels. The panels harness up to 4,000 watts hourly, with the excess being stored to maintain power through the night. That way, when the sun goes down, you can still keep partying with the lights on. Now, there is a free and secure solar-powered phone charging station as well, along with a recycling system known as the Crusher. All right, the Crusher enables you to give back to the community. It's pretty cool. We're all about recycling and helping the environment here at Solarbar. It relies on low-energy refrigeration and appliances, and it's really meant to be highly interactive. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, grab a friend. Or, maybe not. You could go by yourself. You could go hit up Solarbar in the West End. Or, maybe if you want to go with a friend, you don't have a friend to go with, I got the perfect solution with you. My good friend, meteorologist.
She means esteemed colleague.
Esteemed colleague.
You really like that. You really like that Crusher.
I did.
Crusher. That was awesome stuff.
We're having fun here. Hey, it's Friday night. We're having fun. I got my hair up because it's Casual Friday, and we got Cutter Martin
Casual
here.
Friday.
It is. Okay.
Have a nice weather Friday.
Yeah. Hey, let's take a look at this beautiful sunset here. Wow.
Stunning.
Cutter, you couldn't have. Are you talking about me or the sunset?
I digress, as they say.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting boos from the crowd over here. All right, Cutter, I'll let you do the forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be nice out there. It looked very gloomy earlier. It looked great. It looked like it was going to rain at almost any moment. But thankfully, we lucked out. One of those gray days without much in the way of rain. And hey, now the sunshine back out in the first alert forecast. You're taking a live look at Centennial Olympic Park, and we are tracking a dry evening and an increasingly clear evening, though I do think low clouds and maybe even some patchy fog will make a return. It's not going to be a completely clear night by any stretch of the imagination, so just a heads up, we will be watching that potential for some clouds to return overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. We do have a first alert tomorrow. It's not going to be an all-out washout, nonetheless. A day in which you need to keep a closer than we'll say closer than normal, using air quotes there, eye on the first alert forecast. Don't cancel the plans, but have a plan B, and most importantly here, have a way to be alerted to changing weather conditions, meaning heavy rain and lightning approaching your outdoor plans. First alert weather app is a great tool to do just that. Before we get into the app and the hour-by-hour forecast, we'll take you outside right now. This is a live look from the Queen Building, top end of the perimeter, looking back towards that Buckhead in the foreground, the Midtown, downtown there in the background, and even clearer on the north side, so it is nice. No rain falling at the moment. Of course, that is some good news. Glad that we're rain-free for the Friday evening plans. If the weekend as a whole can't be completely dry, at least we do have nice evening plans underway, nice evening weather, I should say, underway for those plans. And a reminder, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, we are live in a couple of different places. On Facebook, Atlanta News First. That's the account to like and to follow. Also, we are live on YouTube Live. Atlanta News First also is the account to like and to give a follow to. So I'm going to be monitoring those comment threads. We're going to wait just a couple more seconds before getting too deep into the forecast. Don't want anyone to miss anything. But once we do, if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns, just give me a holler and I will holler back and answer any questions that you may have. Also, you can reach out to me on Facebook at any time, including Instagram and Twitter, not just Facebook as well, the entire First Alert Weather team as well, not just myself. Here to keep you updated, especially as we head into a weekend that is busy with plans, and so many folks have graduations and other plans going on out there this weekend. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the forecast. We'll begin with current conditions. Temperatures right now, we've established that it's dry, but it's also feeling quite nice out there with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s, already down to 67. And excuse me, in LaGrange, rather Carrollton, 70 in LaGrange, upper 60s in Locust Grove, Covington, Athens, both at 69, and tracking cooling conditions up in the mountains, upper 60s and lower 70s in the First Alert forecast. So if you do have Friday evening plans, no worries here. Temperatures cooling back underneath some of those clouds, back into the upper 60s inside the perimeter. So even inside I-285, we'll be dealing and feeling with a comfortable condition here within the next, couple of hours, though already feels pretty nice out there at the moment. Mid-60s, 1 a.m., upper 50s and lower 60s, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Mostly dry start. Your rain chance less than 20%. So a nice, pleasant start to our Saturday. I can't totally rule out a shower or two, mainly on the west and northwest sides. More clouds than anything else. 59, your start temperature in Lawrenceville. Low temp in McDonough, 59. There's that warmer condition, though. Still nice. 63 inside the perimeter. 60 Roswell. Palmetto at 60. And Kennesaw at 61 tomorrow morning. That temperature, that low temperature, generally occurring before about, 8:30 in the morning. That's about when we'll start our forecast model here, hour by hour forecast. Lots of clouds, yes, but rain is very spotty, mainly far west and northwest sides. That'll change, though. Could have a shower or two, even by lunchtime, though notice not much in the way of thunderstorm activity here. Generally, on this particular map, when you see the yellows, oranges, and especially the reds, that's when you can kind of guess that that's not just rain, but thunderstorm activity moving through. And notice how that increases by mid-afternoon. We're going to bring in that first alert. So the time to be really alert to not just a passing quick shower, but a thunderstorm, that's going to be 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A couple of these storms could become strong to severe. Keep those severe weather alerts turned on in the First Alert Weather app in addition to your rain and your lightning alerts. 1 or 2 storms could produce gusty winds up to 60, hail to about the size of quarters, but not organized, not that widespread, and it's moving. It's not going to sit over the area all day long. Notice by 7 p.m. we're fairly quiet. Still going to keep the first alert going, dropping that as we get deeper into the evening, but between that mid-afternoon and early evening window, that's when we're going to be tracking the greatest chance of showers and thunderstorms. It is a relatively hit or miss chance, kind of scattered. About 50-60% of us see the rain, but obviously that means that some of us won't be impacted by any significant weather. You may hear the thunder, you may get a brief shower, but you wouldn't get the intense rain, and you would have a little bit lesser of an impact on your Saturday afternoon and evening plans. So again, reminder, you can always reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Cutter Martin, CUTTERMARTIN, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns. Also Ella Dorsey, Rodney Harris, Courtney Jacobazzi, Patrick Pete, Fred Campagna, Jennifer Valdez. You can always hit us up with your weather questions, comments, concerns, and we'll be hollering back, beginning that forecast where we left off. Again, drying out Saturday evening into Sunday morning. One event we're watching for potential weather impacts, the Atlanta Beltline Lantern Parade. We had more on that at Atlanta News First at 7 p.m. An evening activity, kind of wrapping up by the 9:30, 10 o'clock time frame. There is that risk of showers and storms, especially before 9 p.m. in the metro. Hopefully we can get this out earlier, but there is that potential for showers and thunderstorms, so just make sure before you head out, Check the forecast. Keep the rain and lightning alerts turned on. First Alert weather app as you see on your screen right now. A great tool to have to search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. Also, that QR code upper right-hand corner of your screen. And once you have the app, if you begin that initial download, it'll ask you to set your location. And I just choose Follow Me so that it knows where I am. Of course, we don't track your data, do anything negative with it. But it lets the app track where you are so that it can properly alert you to weather in your area. Because we know in Atlanta, the weather could be vastly different on the north side of town compared to the south side, compared to the east side, compared to the west side. Atlanta News First Alerts, if you have those turned on, you'll get updates, forecast alterations. You'll be the first to be alerted to those in the Atlanta News First Alert weather app. And as far as active weather, severe precipitation and lightning alerts, good to have those turned on tomorrow. Keep you ahead of any storms popping up. So first alert tomorrow afternoon and early evening for those showers and storms moving through. Sunday, nicer, but a lot of clouds. Temperatures in the upper 70s to right around 80. I think mid to upper 70s Monday, Tuesday, touch cooler. Mornings trending a little cooler as well. Staying in the 70s, and there is a chance of rain, but mainly south of Atlanta, mainly south of I-20. And then a more substantial clearing trend, drying trend, and look at that, 59 in the city Wednesday morning, lower 60s in the mornings, lower 80s in the afternoons, mostly sunny, low humidity, stunning stuff mid to late next week. We just have to get through our chance of storms tomorrow, and then maybe some lingering showers and general cloudiness Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, especially south of I-20. Another check of the First Alert forecast, walking hour by hour here, starting in just a bit on Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV at 9 p.m. in about 45 minutes. I'll have the 10 o'clock hour. Going to hand it back over to Fred for the 11 p.m. half hour on WANF. Have a wonderful evening. We'll leave you with a live look outside Centennial Olympic Park Skycam, setting sun on a nice Friday. Go out and enjoy your evening. No worries of rain. That chance of storms returns to the forecast tomorrow.